Okay, so today we're going to be talking about graphing absolute value graphs, graphs that are in the form y equals a times the absolute value of x minus h plus k. In general, if you're familiar with this, this is intended to be just a little bit of review, these graphs will have a vertex at h, comma, k on the graph. So we'll move into looking at this graph right here. And so sorry, I forgot to put my axes on there. So what we'll do is we'll locate the vertex. So the vertex really should be at -3, -4. That's where our vertex will be on this graph. See, when you're looking at your formula up here, this says -h or -h. So we really look at this as being x subtract -3. That's kind of how you're really looking at that there. So -3 and then -4. So on our graph, we'll count over 1, 2, 3 to the left, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's where our vertex will be right there. So vertex at -3, 4. -4. And then this number right here will be our slope number, slope of 2. And when you slope it, you always go from the vertex, you go to the right hand side, so it's up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. We just continue that slope as we move on up. So that our graph will look like this, coming up this side. And then on the other side, it'll be up 2 but over 1 the other direction. Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1 to the left. Kind of makes a V shape. These absolute value graphs make a nice V shape. And I like to slope it all the way up so it kicks me up off the graph. And I'm not holding a very good line there. I think I've done better than that in the past. There we go. So there's my graph. A couple things to point out here. I have right here and right here. These are roots. So we have a root at -1, 0. And this other root would be at -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the other root would be at -5, 0. And right here we have a y-intercept. And that y-intercept appears to be at 0, 2. These can be found mathematically just by, if you want to find the roots, you plug in 0 for the y here and solve. And if you want to find the y-intercept, you can plug 0 in for the x and solve. Let's move on to another problem here. I've got another one written down further, I think. Yeah, maybe I don't. Well, I thought I had another one written down. Give me just a sec. There we go, the magic of a pause button. But here I've got a graph set up and an axis. So now we can see that our vertex will be found by looking at this number and this number. So this would be, in this case, our vertex would be at +5, +4. So I'm taking this number, since my equation was y equals ax minus h plus k. This is +5 here and +4. So I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Find my vertex point. There's my vertex at 5, 4. And then my slope will be this number right here. Oops, didn't mean to make it ugly like that. There's my slope. So my slope will be down 2, and then over 1, 2, 3. Down 2 and over 1, 2, 3, like so. Didn't really give myself much room there, did I? Down like so. And on the other side, down 2, but I'll go over 3 the other direction. 1, 2, 3, and then down 2 and over 1, 2, 3, so on. Down 2, over 3, until it takes me off the graph. Down 2 and over 3, so on. Until I come off the graph, and then hopefully I do a little better this time on my graph. There we go. And so this time, there's my graph. I've got my vertex, my absolute value graph, and you can locate again, my roots right here, or your x-intercepts. And this one has a root that would be at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have a root at 11, comma 0. And here it looks like I have another root at -1, comma 0. And then I have a y-intercept up here. It looks like it's at 0, comma maybe 2/3 or something like that, where it hits. And you would get all these. You could find the y-intercept by putting 0 in for the x value, and you could find the roots or the x-intercepts by putting 0 in for the y value. All right.